action.
Oh, there you go.
What do you say, folks?
I didn't get a normal cue because we're arguing with StreamYard at the moment.
Yep. StreamYard's on my bad side again. So
He's on their bad side. One of the two.
we'll get into that in the derail session of things. But
As usual.
I'm not fond of their quality control services and everything else that they have with their little AI machine. Ain't talk to nobody. It's all AI. Moving on already.
Yep.
Like, so, hope everybody having a fine Sunday evening. We above board down here. Thank goodness.
Water. It's been crazy.
We had some intense, quite intense rainfall weather.
We got over a foot of rain in 2 days. Over a foot. Don't know exactly how much. But it was enough rain to suit me for a long, long time.
I think downtown they got about 14 to 17 inches. It was by the time the dust settled downtown, but us up here, buddy, we got it in the north end for a while.
Yeah, y'all have seen our little drive going to our little happy spot on the river, like where we drive through the woods. We went to go look at the river Friday, Saturday. Today's Sunday. Friday morning, like mid-morning, we just drove down to see. We had heard it was flooding. Y'all, we got like 30 feet into the gate, and the river, like you could see current in the river flowing that far. Like 30 feet into our 1 mile drive, the river was flowing through there.
I'll try to show y'all.
I don't know, like shin deep, knee deep in there.
It better show. We're literally no more than, like she said,
30, 40 feet inside the gate. But usually we drive right at a mile from that gate to the riverbank at their camp. It was crazy.
This was across the bridge. Thank God the state built it the way they did. But they built the bridge and built everything up high. That way when the river does flood, it floods around the bridge and doesn't go over. But on the other side of the road over there, there's some folks in their boat trying to get upstream right there to help some folks out down a.
But they're on the highway in their boat.
Yeah, they're in the middle of the highway right there. But
Need that, so.
Thank goodness we didn't get no bind. It just washed a lot of the land and this and that because it was just hours and hours of rain and rain.
I'm praying it didn't go in the camp. Because one of them, but the sister in the family, her and her husband, I don't even think they're done with the inside of the camp house they've been building for like the last 3 years. They've been working on that place.
I think they're okay, but Bruce.
I don't know about Bruce.
Bruce's camp probably got flooded because his is much.
I'm hoping not. I'm really, really hoping not.
Country roads, for like far as we haven't heard of anybody losing their lives or nothing like that.
It's just been a boatload of rain, like unbelievable.
Lots of washed out roads, state roads, county roads. Man, it literally just pushed the drainage pipes along with it, kind of thing. And they're
rain like that. I mean, we're used to rain. Don't get me wrong, but like 12 inches, 13 inches in 2 days, kind of thing. It was crazy. Because everything was already soft and wet from the last drought we had. But the sun was shining today. Thank the Lord. first time in a week.
For any of y'all that's ever traveled down I-65, whether you coming down, you going to Mobile, Pensacola, Mississippi, whatever. If you come through I-65 right before you get into Mobile, there's a little old city called Saraland, Alabama, and the eastern side of that city is just nothing but bayou and swamp up through there. But within a 12-hour period, they broke a record as far as the river rising. It ain't even crested yet, but they broke their record of it rising so quick.
Really?
And it rose 10 foot in, I think, 14 hours, something like that.
Really?
So, thankfully, like I say, ain't nobody in our neck of the woods that we've heard of losing their lives or getting hurt or anything. It's just more of property damage and that kind of thing. But we all know it's a bummer, but all that mess can be replaced.
Well, I mean, Bruce and them are kind of used to it. Like, they've got flooring down in the camp house that he can just pull up and dry out and put back down, kind of thing. Some stuff like that. But, I mean, still like subfloor and all that. It ain't never good.
Keith Spillman, I wouldn't doubt that, but I had talked to Lee yesterday for a few minutes, texting back and forth with him and asking him how they turned out. And he's like, we didn't hardly even get no rain.
26 inches in 24 hours.
I think that was kind of like
So,
South Central Louisiana. I'm trying to think of area. I can't think of any area, but more or less like South Central Louisiana right there, I think is what got some of that.
that's an insane amount of rainfall.
But yeah, I heard pretty well the same thing, 20 plus inches of rain over Louisiana.
Mm.
And that was whenever we was getting our
I didn't
bad
hear
part.
Joey say anything about that last night. Didn't you hear that? I just missed it.
No, I don't know how bad Joey got. I don't think it was too terribly bad over Joey's way. I think they did get some heavy rain and a little bit of flooding, I think. But
Like what we got around here, flooding and like crazy flooding.
I think we got it worse over here
Oh,
as far as
really?
what they got over there in Louisiana. But South Central Mississippi and South Alabama, between the coast and I say about maybe 150 miles inland, it was just bombarding with the rain and lightning.
Ooh,
It went from
we had
one extreme to another.
nasty lightning too. One popped something in the backyard and lit the yard up blue.
Sure did. You
And
heard that.
you've seen that flash.
Y'all know how it is. You hear that charge of electricity before you realize what's going on. That's what run through the yard. Boom. Well, there went another pine.
Oh yeah, their camp houses are built. Miss Candy and them's is probably 14 feet up.
Yeah, Miss Candy's house is
Way
high.
up. But
Uh,
Bruce is probably
6.5 feet.
Yeah, they didn't build theirs very high. Which too, I mean, the river's only flooded him out, I think twice, he said.
Mm.
And they've had that place
Oh, wow.
15, 16 years, something like that, maybe longer than that. But
Mike Taneway and them got some bad weather up at
yeah,
North Country.
see where he said we had a lot of roads wash away.
I heard that, Mr. Russell. Could have had a storm moving 5:05 this afternoon.
Oh yeah?
Welcome,
That's
ladies.
cool.
Come on in. May as well get coming.
Yeah.
We
Richard was talking about he's caught 5 swarms so far this year. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is because I remember him mentioning throughout these last couple of years, seeing him in the chat that he really don't have a uh, or hadn't had a good swarm season in his
Yeah.
neck of the woods. So that is encouraging.
Between
Yourself,
cotton port and Sam's Club.
okay, the 21, okay. I mean,
I
26.
couldn't tell you where either one of them two towns is at.
Google tell you, look on Google Maps real quick. Google Earth, let's see where it's at. Well, we got Cotton Port, Louisiana. Type that in there. Keep yakking about something. But yeah, between rain, Wednesday we went out and we pulled, I don't know, we pulled a 10 frame deep we had for super, pulled that puppy. That's a story within itself.
Ain't it always? I mean, really, ain't it always that goes line?
But we got it all worked out. We got everything uncapped and I don't know if you can see it or not behind me there, but there's the old spinner hand crank. That's what we roll around here. Y'all don't make fun of us. But got everything spun out. We've been feeling, we got us a little shipment of squeeze bottles in today. That was from this last picking.
It's just north of Lafayette.
Okay, so that'll be, all right, yeah, South Central Louisiana, Cotton Port.
There's your geography lesson.
Thank you. But
Today is the longest day of the year already.
well, so that means tomorrow the days will be getting shorter and hotter.
Yeah, the heat wave is coming for sure.
I love this time of year.
It's the biggest lie I've heard all day.
Mr. Russell Koopman, if you've seen how Mr. Russell Amon has his get up around there as far as catching them swarms, I mean, it draws them in like a moth to a flame. Or we can testify to the day that we went over there, and it was, what time of year did we go over there? May, something like that. May, June-ish, I think.
I know it was getting pretty warm because I remember wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
But Mr. Russell Amon has got him a fine piece of property over there in southwest Mississippi.
Mr. Russell Koopman said winter's coming.
And indeed it is. Yeah.
We got a long way before winter starts coming.
Well, the bad part though, on his end, him saying that,
For them, it really ain't that far off. But we still got 3 months, 3 good months before we can even look forward to 80-degree, like upper 80s for highs, literally.
but
At least 3 months.
about 4 weeks ago for them, it was cold. It was freezing up there and this and that. Then here you go. We fix turn right back around.
I think
Get
I'll
back
take
on
the heat down here.
Mr. Russell Koopman kind of give y'all a visual. When you pull into Mr. Russell Amon's house, you got his house, which sits off the road a good little distance, and then behind it, he's got him like a small little row of pines, right?
Yep.
All right, and right beyond those pines,
He's got his highs like kind of under.
yeah, they're good shade, this and that, especially during the summer months. But everything's pretty well kind of open too out there. Then to your left, he's got a shed or two that he keeps his what have yous in. He puts those swarm boxes right on top of them sheds. He had them lined up going down through there on top of those sheds. And the day we come by and visit, there was a couple that had literally just moved in. There was a swarm in the tree in that little portion of pines right there. And he was saying, yeah, but he catches them just
coming in the traps. Yeah.
hand over fist, setting them on top of those sheds he's got.
It was so peaceful out there. Miss Brenda's got their yard planted so pretty.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice place.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, peace and quiet.
Yeah,
in that
way
area.
back in the woods.
If y'all ever get a chance to visit with that man, y'all go visit with
Yeah,
him.
it's so worth going over there.
Indeed.
He make a good cup of coffee too. I don't know what kind it was, but it was good.
And he keeps a stash of the number one honey stuck away for special occasions. And it's like, good job, Mr. Russell.
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh, they're pitiful, Danae. They are absolutely pitiful. I try and put them on the porch for 10 minutes and they're sitting at the door whining like somebody's skinning them alive. Come in and they flop down in front of the air conditioner on the hardwood floor and just breathing like they just run a 5K marathon. Y'all pitiful. Hey, this is a really good time to drink one, PJ. Hey, now I buy the community Southern Pecan coffee, and it's pretty good too.
I just had my tea. Y'all drink your coffee. Not going to
Unless we go to Yellowhammer.
Yeah. But they did finally break down and ask me the other day, why don't you get caffeinated coffee?
No, they asked him, how do you function without caffeine?
Yeah.
Because he gets decaf coffee.
Told him, well, the doctor put a stop to all that. So here we are.
You sound like the kid off Home Alone, PJ. I just heard that line in that movie run through my head. Man, what was that little kid's name? I can see him. Yeah. The one that was there.
The one wearing glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember.
I can't remember his name now.
Now we're talking, Mr. Bill Lee.
Oh, that does sound good.
Homemade or store bought. Either or. Homemade's better, like everything is. But the old
I've never
mixed
seen
Jello.
you like one of those. I thought you liked it homemade.
I mean, I prefer the homemade, but I will eat the old Jello mix. I mean, it's got a pretty good taste. The main thing is put plenty of cookies in. You got to have a cookie with every bite with banana pudding.
Yeah, he does like tons and tons of cookies in there. Didn't we do we did a video making banana pudding?
Yeah.
Didn't we?
Did Miss Sybil's recipe.
Yeah. Well, there's Mr. Moore.
But any of y'all needing a good banana pudding recipe, y'all go back and check the archives here on Gunline. And
It's not
get you
easy to make. If I had some bananas, I'd whip one up.
a good homemade banana pudding sounds inviting.
Just pretty good.
With Mr. Mark Miller, we appreciate you dropping by. You on that highway, Captain? Same song, different version.
I hope
Self
it's
safe.
on today.
Yep.
Can you come see?
Oh yeah.
You didn't tell everybody happy
Well,
Father's Day.
I was gonna say, all you pappies out there, I hope y'all had a blessed one. Got Got your belly full with whatever you requested for the eating. Afterwards, get you a good nap. Now, like Bill Lee said, kick back and enjoy your good dessert. Sounds like.
Come say hi. Hmm? You gonna say hi? Come on.
Hey, today,
Today was already asking about you.
her cooking makes me happy too.
I
That's,
hope it does.
she can make a meal, no doubt.
To my nephew's ex mother-in-law. If that ain't something southern.
Well, you can still talk to them. Say, hey, look, what happened with them ain't got nothing to do with me and the banana pudding that you make. So, if you will kindly keep me in mind whenever you make another one, I'll be happy to try. I'll come over there and pick it up. You ain't even got to leave.
Oh, that's awesome, Mr. Mark.
Yes, sir.
That is awesome.
Man said I got the honey I pulled Friday, all done, 25 medium boxes, makes 670 pounds, and we got 470-pound bottle and sold already. Well, hey.
Yeah, we definitely learned today the value of like a honey warmer or a heated bottling place.
But we discussed, said this would be, we
That's a new
understand.
ambition. Buy more.
Yes,
Or a new goal.
that probably will be our next investment, will be a warmer for bottling. Because look,
Yeah.
we still stuck in the 1800s over here under this roof with a lot of it. And our little 4-frame hand crank, it'll spin it out, fill them jars up. But when that honey's been sitting a day or two in a nice cool house,
He stuck it right in front of the air conditioner when it set on like 62 at night. So that honey was thick. My gosh, it was thick. And this time we was using bottles. We ain't never bought plastic bottles and done it before. We've always had mason jars. Well, he ain't got that good at aim going into a little bottle mouth instead of a mason jar mouth. So I was like, oh shoot, I got the funnels in the cabinet. We'll just get out a funnel. Yeah, it took us 23 minutes to fill 4 little bottles of honey through that funnel. It was a test of patience.
We are improving and we're making it. That's all that matters. Indeed, PJ. Indeed.
It was crazy. A soup ladle? Now, see, he stole my old lemonade pitcher. That's what we strain it into and then pour it into whatever. But I gotta say, it was a whole lot easier doing wide mouth mason jars than these little bitty bottle spouts or whatever. Oh, I bet it is. The little 2-ounce ones that he said from the honey gate. Oh my gosh, Jax. We will sure add y'all to the prayer list.
Yes, sir, indeed.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Man, I hate to hear that. Well, we'll do the
we'll go ahead. That's it, yeah.
Man, I hate to hear that.
Now you want to put Jay's brother?
I'm gonna put Jay's family.
Uh, y'all want to see writing that down? If there's anybody we need to add to, got a praise report on things, we'll let us know. We'll get them added, or if we got a praise report, we'll surely discuss that in things too. But, need to know.
Okay, Mr. Martin, Miss Crystal, Mr. Pat, Miss Deb, Mike Kingway and his family, DC and his family, especially his mama, Philip's mama, his friends BJ and his wife, our favorite Miss Leona, Steve Amos's father-in-law, PJ Hanley, Sarah and her family, Mr. Randy's mother-in-law, Miss Janae Wood, Kenneth and Chris Wilkinson, Kenneth Allen, Rodney Middleton and his family, Dan Garrison's daughter, Keith Larimore's cousin, Miss Brenda Amon, Lee's mama, Miss Brenda Johnson, Keith Barnhill and his family, little Emma Hoskins, Greg Dunn, Phil Kent's mama, Tim's brother Jamie, Mr. Dan and his church, Shaw Wee, Jen's dad, Gary Stewart, Castle Hives Brown and his family, Blaine's great nephew, Haley Baker, Lee's cousin Stephanie, all our nation's service members, Shauna and her family, James Knoll, Keith Larimore's mama, my brother Jacob, James Pell, Justin Jenkins, Bucks B's wife, Allie Baker, Marty from Yes Honey, Zach and Kiera, baby Luca's parents, Lee's wife, Miss Renee, DC's friend Bree and her daughter Ivy, Jason, his family, Russell Amon's cousin Ricky.
Okay. Mr. Russell just said you can remove Ricky.
Oh, okay. That's good. Allie Bonner, Tom Mack and his family, Bobby's Bees, Mr. Mike Hall's wife, Feathers and Flowers' husband, Hannah and David Davidson, Bracken Barker's daughter, and then y'all saw where Jegs asked us to be in prayer for their family.
And there's many out there going through it right now.
Yes.
So just ask the good Lord. He knows which ones are sure enough going through it. Just to lift them folks up. Give them all strength, whatever they're dealing with, to get through the season, I guess. That's the best way I can call it. But without me going back and getting aggravated with this yard bunch,
Yeah.
I had it pinned up there for a second and I figured it would stay. But
Yeah.
a happy birthday to Miss Michelle Still up there in that fine country with Keith.
Hope you had a good day, lady.
I hope he took her for a walk down to the stream. It's a
That'd been the perfect way to spend the day, especially if he packed a picnic.
with Keith spilling honey.
Oh, yeah.
So look
and
here,
biscuits.
I got biscuits.
Yeah.
Let's sit down here and listen to creek water for a while. I'll tell you, I would love to go see that place. I mean, every time yep. Well, I see that old Rocky Mountain Creek. I call it Rocky Mountain Creek, but that mountainous creek.
You hear John Denver playing in your head, ain't you?
Yeah. Beautiful country. But Mr. Randy put a Tar Heel Beekeeper, put a short out. And I was looking at earlier today, he was driving through Caves Cove up there in Tennessee. And man, oh man, at the beautiful country that was. They were moseying around Caves Cove. Never been, but hear a lot of people talk about how pretty of a place that is that have been up there.
Yes.
Mr. Roy, we ain't heard from her in a good little while.
Yeah, that's what I was just typing back to him in the chat. No, I was kind of getting worried about her because it's been a minute since we heard from her at all, or since we've seen her in the chats or anything. I hadn't seen her in anybody else's, but I missed a lot of them this week.
If any of y'all, I see PJ's talking about he loved Cave Cove, and I'm not going to spoil the video, but it shows that beautiful country, and then I'll just say the meandering that was going on in part of the video. I thought to myself, well, would you look at that? But I'm gonna leave it there. If you want to know what the meandering is, go check out his video.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Beautiful country though. Okay. If you happen to read the description this evening, like always, I put in the typical, y'all pull up a chair and visit for a spell. Got some good old fashioned ranting about beekeeping equipment and its negative effects in our neck of the woods. Guess kind of a backstory. Whenever my buddy Lance moved, he told us to just take everything, take bees, equipment, anything beekeeping relating. Y'all take it with you because I guess he didn't want to fool with them over there where he had moved to, kind of thing. So we got, man, frames, boxes, lids, inner covers, the whole shooting match, which helped us out a great deal last year, getting things started again, and this year being able to add to without worrying, okay, are we going to have enough equipment to grow bees and have enough for throw some supers on here and there to get some honey out of it this year and try to do a little bit with it. So indeed he did. But run into a little situation that I am not happy with. It's a love-hate relationship now. All right. And it's with the inner cover. Our inner covers. All right. Beetle season is here. Anybody dealing with high beetles knows, okay, it's that time of the year. Well, with the beetle juice y'all know we all use, haven't had a problem one last year when we was doing this, and this year, no problems with the beetles inside the hive. Okay. Now, here comes the rub with the inner cover. Whenever we acquired that equipment, the inner covers that we got they got the little notch cut out of them where they can be used as top entrances as well. And not thinking, or not knowing really, stuck them inner covers on the first part of the year this year for the colonies that we got from the removal and the ones we got from Lance's and the cutout we did, kind of thing. Boom, 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 put them on. Got the lids on, telescoping lids for everybody. Looking good, no problems. All right. Well, every week we go through and we put our beetle juice inside the boxes. No problems with beetles. 9 colonies. I think we counted 6 beetles pretty well each time we went out there that actually were inside the hive. And every one of them, they had them pinned up in a corner over there. So it was no problem just to unalive the hive beetle. But the rub with the inner cover that I'm not going to like, or that I do not like, that I found the other day, is popping those lids off and where those entrances are cut out in the inner covers. Did not spark in my brain that, hey, that's a back door for them beetles. So whenever I went down there to start checking boxes to see what kind of honey we could go to pulling on, well, every colony that had one of those top entrances cut out of that inner cover had about 40 beetles on the top of the inner cover. They were not down in the hive. All right, I could still get a small whiff of the peppermint in there, but everything was up on the top. The colonies that had an inner cover that did not have the cutout for the entrance, no beetles on the inner cover, maybe 2 at the max that I seen inside the colonies. All right. The bells and whistles started going off. That's when it hit me, dummy. You putting these inner covers on here, they're not going in the colony. They're just coming in right in the back door back here through this opening, even though I had them pushed forward to where the bees couldn't get out and exit, because I always shoved them telescoping lids up against that entrance part right there. And it's just enough for them blasted beetles to get in there. Now, granted, the bees had them up on the top of the inner cover, no problem.
Mr. Russell Amon said fill the entrance with silicone, let it dry, and trim it the next day. Brilliant.
Good idea. That's better than what I was planning on doing, because I was going to take little pieces of metal. I got a whole bunch of scraps of like some metal we bent doing vinyl work on some houses that we had left over. But I was going to take and cut that 1 3/4 inch off of there and take a little tack and put a tack in across them deals. But
with PJ. Stupid beetles.
I was aggravated because we have been doing so good these last 3 years using the beetle juice. And once again, got to thank Earl on that. I know a lot of people went skeptical on it, but we've stayed with it. And for us, it has proven itself 100-fold. And it's going to take some heavy convincing to ever get us to stop doing that, because once again, it has just knocked our numbers and loss of beetles down to, in the last 3 years, we haven't lost anything to beetles. If you go back and look at our older videos, year after year after year after year, we was
3 years ago we did.
Yeah, because the first year I tested it out on the queenless colony.
Was the last year we lost something to beetles.
Yeah.
Because I was at
At your grandma's. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
they don't listen. They're like Southern men. They just ignore it and go on. He said, "Can't you just put up a sign, no beetles allowed?"
I wish it would with that doggone easy. Because
it has been with the beetle juice.
But
like it was the range Southern and Jokers in.
Well, I mean, that probably had a little bit to do with it as well. But I mean, we've honestly been able to relax on that end of things.
A little bit.
As far as the beekeeping, because we know if we go in at least once a week, at the very least, you better be in there 2 weeks afterwards and hitting them, and no problems, no infestations, no loss, no nothing with it. And Whenever I popped in lids, and I seen them inner covers, then I noticed that the ones that had the cut in it had the most beetles up there on the top. I was like, no,
Well, didn't you say they were the only ones that had beetles?
only ones that had beetles on the inner cover. Now, to be honest, whenever I went into other colonies, maybe 2 beetles. Whenever you pop the inner cover off on the inside, and they had them corralled in the corner at the very top of there, busting them down. There was nothing below them down there. So that just brought it in my brain of, all right, you got to remedy this with these doggone cutouts on the inner cover. But for the most part, that's the biggest aggravation we've had this year or in the last 3 years dealing with the doggone beetles. Now, let me get back up here. I thought I saw a comment.
Hmm.
Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, yawning already.
You better wake up. Y'all bear with me. Trying to find it.
Oh, don't feel left out, Mr. Russell. Count your blessings. I know, I get so sick of hive beetles. But you should try that peppermint concoction, PJ, and see if it makes any difference for you.
Brother, it will work. I promise you, it will work.
It did for us. Like, honestly, y'all know us. We're not, like, trying to sell something kind of thing. That's something you can get in the grocery store. But it really, honestly, changed things for us.
Oh yeah, because anybody that's kept up with us pretty much from the beginning, seen good grief at the issues we had within things, and it didn't matter if it was a strong colony, a weak colony. It didn't matter. When they got in there,
it was over.
It's over with. But
let me see. She just killed me.
She probably did.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'll be right back, y'all.
Never ending.
Never.
Buttons is tearing stuff up outside out there. Y'all cover your ears. You may hear old Ma get fussy. Mm-hmm. What do you say, Minnesota Mike? Good to see you, Captain. I don't know. I think pretty well most everybody is either getting into them or it won't be too long for seeing the old hive beetle. But it's like, thinking about talking in years past on them things. It's like we have the opposite problem here. The further north you go, the worse the M's are. Then the further south you go, the worse the beetles are. And the M's ain't so bad. And vice versa kind of thing. So I don't know if they just don't tolerate that cold as good as far as them old beetles, because they are from subtropic regions down there in Africa or wherever it was they come from. Well, it's nice and relaxing whenever you get out there. Whether you're doing anything with your bees or not, just sitting out there and watching them work their tails off, coming back in. Uh-oh, what'd he say? Let's, okay. Well, DC, I know you got a lot on your shoulders right now, and a whole lot of unknowns, but Lord willing, some of this mess will calm on down for you pretty quick, and you won't have to make many, if any, changes in what's to come with your beekeeping and whatnot. That's our prayer for you, brother. We had a pretty good season. I don't know if I'm just catching the last end of something or what, but seeing Rick comment there about the old lightning bugs, we usually have a good season. Early spring, early summer, all the way through early summer. Man, it is like a light show out there in our backyard. As far as them old lightning bugs or somebody wants to get scientific, the lightning beetle. But it is a fine show whenever that sun starts going down, and about 2 hours after dark, it just pretty. Well, Rick, I'm a contributor to the lack of butterflies, especially what day was it? We went down the road. I unalived 3 of them going down the highway. My wife let me know. Yeah, Anna was not happy with me. She's like, "You just unalived that butterfly." Well, it's like a deer just run out in front of me.
You didn't even try to swerve.
I'm not fixing to swerve to miss a butterfly.
Mm.
So there have been a loss of 3. All right, Country Road says irons are everywhere now. Treetops.
Twinkle.
Yep. Oh, it's pretty whenever them things get to calling for their woman, trying to woo her.
Because there ain't no street lights out here, so it gets pretty dark. Like if it ain't a good moon out, it's pretty dark in the yard. So you can see them. I know, get him, Danae. I told him, shame on you. You just plowing them down.
I couldn't help it.
That's your dog.
I don't even move for the squirrel. It is up to the squirrel to continue running whenever he goes across the road. If they turn around and come back, it's on you. I'm not swerving and going head on with a vehicle to miss the squirrel or the butterfly. I hate it.
But you can swerve if there ain't no vehicles around.
I'll start trying my best.
Oh, man. See, you ain't the only one that can push buttons.
Well,
I'm learning, baby. I'm learning.
I know what she got me the other day about something about the men folk. She said, "You know how you said something about how the women should have their husbands sign off on the driver's license, this and that?" And I was like, "Yeah." What was it about the men you had said? I forgot what it was, but it shut me up going down the road. It was pretty good.
I had seen that clip on that little reel, and the girl was saying, she was talking about Southern men and selective hearing and memory issues or whatever. But the thing that got my mind was she said her husband could remember every single deer and small game trail in every patch of woods he had ever walked through and every single one that he had seen on YouTube in a video, but could not remember the 3 things she sent him to the grocery store for to save his life. I was like, I can relate.
It happens. What'd you say you wanted?
He said, I feel the same about people in the Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, I don't want to swerve.
He's not swerving.
No.
That's hilarious. I never thought about doing that. Not in a serious way. Your dog's gonna break that door.
I'm fixing to go handle that dog. If she would keep her mouth hushed, it wouldn't blow everybody's eardrums out.
Yeah, she's the one that sits off to the side and shrieks every so often because nobody's looking at her.
Or somebody's going to the water bowl.
Yeah. She's not possessive over it when she's out, but if she's locked in her bed, she can't stand the other dog going to the water bowl. Well, see, the difference was the night where I think where that one like really stuck with me because I had written 2 things, literally 2 things on a piece of paper on a list. No, I texted them to you to go to the grocery store. And he came back with 1 thing, and it was neither item on my list of 2 things.
I had other things I was trying to figure out in my brain.
More important things.
Get my chocolate milk.
That was it. And I had like bread and butter or bread and buttermilk or something, like really simple things to grab. And he comes back with chocolate milk and nothing else.
Hey, but that brand of chocolate milk is some really good chocolate milk. That's the first place I hit whenever we go in that old Piggly Wiggly. I go.
It's it's bad, yeah. That's the only store in this county that sells the coffee cream I drink and the chocolate milk he drinks. And the store manager couldn't tell you our name to save her life. But she tells us how much creme brulee and how much chocolate milk she has on that shelf for us every time we walk through the front door of that Piggly Wiggly.
Every time.
Oh. Every time it's good morning. I got that creme brulee on that shelf. I got your chocolate milk.
Thank you, ma'am.
And heaven help, if I go to that register without those 2 things, even though I was in there the day before buying them, they're going to remind me that I don't have chocolate milk and coffee cream. But see, I couldn't have been at fault, Mike, because I gave him a list on his phone. But I think in his defense, he left his phone in the truck when he went in the store.
Oh, I gotta get a Piggly Wiggly shirt.
Get your Piggly Wiggly shirt. Yeah. They sell them in there for like $12.99.
Me and Rodney was talking about that the other day on the phone.
Yeah.
Mentioned to him, I was like, well, we stopped at the old Hoggy Woggly, whatever we stopped at. Chocolate milk was one of them, I know for sure. And he's like, I think he said something along like, I got me an old Piggly Wiggly shirt. You got you one of them Piggly Wiggly shirts?
I didn't even wear a Piggly Wiggly shirt when I worked in there.
But that put it on my list. I got to go get me a Piggly Wiggly shirt, man.
You gonna get you a hot pink one?
No, I ain't getting no hot pink one.
Don't leave me alone.
I'm not. Entertain them for just a minute.
And be entertained by me just freezing up and going silent. DC, me and Tim we was talking about that a little bit today, about different things going on with family members on both sides that we've both been praying really, really hard about. And I don't know, you should talk to Tim. It was a long talk, but let's talk about what we talked about earlier about family and how try to keep it short for you, but we was talking about how the Lord knew, like from the beginning of time, who he was going to choose and who he wouldn't. And there's a whole lot of scripture throughout the Bible, and I ain't never found it written anywhere in the Bible that where Jesus said it would be easy being a Christian and following him and doing the right thing. It's not going to be easy at all. But maybe God puts certain people in our life and certain trials and tribulations to teach us things, to grow closer to him and lean on him and trust him and build your relationship with him. But I don't know. We went so many places with that conversation we had earlier.
Well, it's because
But family can absolutely suck.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but there's a purpose in it all. There's a purpose in everything.
Because I had understanding. Me and Hannah, we have conversations that would probably make a lot of people uncomfortable. And it's nothing graphic or vulgar in our conversations, but we look at the reality around us and recognize the things that are going on. And it was within our families with a lot of this stuff that we were seeing. And mine was, once again, this is why I hate getting on that book of faces. But I went on there the other day and just, whenever it was raining, just bored, I started flipping through that thing, see what was happening. And there's a comment from a family member. And I'm like, if you're not a believer, then why do you worry about what Christ says or how the Bible tells you to conduct yourself? If that's not a belief in your system, then why let it bother you?
I mean, y'all have all seen those kind of posts and stuff that people put out completely bashing something that they claim is a fairy tale, that they get so angry if somebody else believes it.
Yeah, there's plenty of beliefs and gods out there that tells you this and tells you that. And I don't believe in those gods, the little g. I believe in the Almighty God, the Creator, the one over everything. That's who I believe in. But if you tell me that you don't believe in our God, the Creator, the Father, then I'm like, okay. Now, am I going to pray for you whenever I lay my head down at night? Absolutely, I am. Kind of thing. But I'm not going to get into a big peeing match with you to try to win a debate or win you over on something whenever I know your heart isn't there, kind of thing. Or is it there yet? I pray that the Lord will open their eyes and open their hearts before their time card is punched, if you will. But if you don't want to believe that, then okay, I can still sit down and have a conversation with you, and we can talk about whatever, bees, hunting, fishing, working on cars, whatever the case may be, and not think one time in that conversation, I don't like you because you don't believe the way I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's not in me. What's in me is to pray for you as I'm instructed.
Mm-hmm.
Thank the Lord that He gave that to me in time, because it did take a long time to where, yeah, I'd stand on that. I've always been a believer in Christ. And even whenever I was slipping, if somebody tried to say something sideways, it would turn into a verbal argument. But then eventually I realized that, look, if they ain't wanting to hear it, then they ain't listening. But I can give it over to the one that is control of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's His will, then perhaps in due time, He'll change that individual's heart. And you'll be able to see that change through the fruits. I don't want that person to come to me and say, well, I should have listened to you, something like that. And I don't want that to sound the wrong way, but that's not what I want from somebody. I don't want somebody to come tell me something. I want to see it through your fruit, what you're doing in your life. Kind of those, you see actions more than talk. Your actions will show more.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're living that way and you make that change, then your actions are going to show that. And you don't have to say a word to anybody because you're living. But unfortunately, it's the understanding. Yeah, I know this is going to kind of contradict itself, but having understanding, but yet not understanding of, like, if it bothers you, then why do you even talk about it? Why do you let a fictitious individual in your book get you mad and upset? But that's how we dove into the conversation of, well, maybe the Lord putting us through these different little situations in our life to cling closer to Him for that understanding. And it made a whole lot of sense by the time we got done. Now, granted, we was into about an hour and a half, 2 hours in that conversation, but
Mm-hmm.
That's
what I was telling you. I was trying to keep it kind of short, but we talked about a whole lot of things that kind of tied together. But I guess the bottom line is you just gotta keep it in your head that this is all part of God's plan for a reason. He has there's absolutely nothing He does that's without reason, according to His will. That's what I rest in.
And let me say this. That's not easy to say. We've all have been through.
It's easy to say, but it's not easy to really come to terms with that in your heart and be able, because you can't lie to Jesus. I don't care how hard you try to spit them words out, it ain't gonna work at all. But to honestly be able to say to Jesus in your heart, to be able to come that close with Jesus, to give it to Him. And it took me losing my mom to figure that out. No joke. But that's when God taught me that, was when I lost my mom.
Well, those trials and tribulations we go through, as we all go through a season, and we're going to do it from this day forward until we're called on ourselves, kind of thing. And there's going to be times that, yeah, it'll be like, Lord, why are
Life
we
is
dealing with
duty.
this?
Just like you said, it
Yeah.
sucks.
But then after we get through the human aspect of it and we sit back and, I'll speak for myself, whenever I sit back and I really think,
When you come out
Lord,
the other side of that storm, then you can look back and see it.
well, even sometimes in the middle of it,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, Lord, I'm so doggone confused right now, but I'm finally turning it over to you, as I should have done in the very beginning. But I tried making it my own way, and me trying to get through this on my own, and me trying to get through it just often led to a lot of confusion and aggravation and frustrations and wanting to get ugly with folks and the human aspect of it. But then whenever I sit back and I tell myself, look, dummy, if you're going to trust in the Lord, you need to trust in Him all the time. Even though you don't understand what in the world's going on, you know He's going to bring you out.
Trust in the Lord.
Yep.
But He told us two things that really, really, really stuck out with me the last 4 years. To take up your cross daily and follow me. It's one verse. What was the second one I told you? Oh, you're blessed when you're persecuted for me, doing what I have for you to do. You're supposed to consider yourself blessed to be persecuted. Try coming to terms with that, especially in those times when you're being persecuted or you're going through that crap. But think about Peter in the storm. As long as he was focused on Jesus, he could walk on the water through the storm. Clay said Mr. JW's got some bad weather.
Yeah, I was watching old Ryan Hall, y'all, before we got on here. And seen there was, some bad weather up in that neck of the woods, Indiana, Illinois.
I went back and looked. I missed him coming in. I must have been running my mouth. But he said high and bad were in a tornado outbreak.
Yeah,
So he was checking in for just a second. But
there was some pretty bad ones already. An hour or so I was watching old Ryan Hall.
sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. Just like me and you, that helped us, and Lord willing, it'll help somebody on that end of the camera that may be trying to deal with whatever life's bringing them right.
22 tornadoes so far.
Yo,
PJ, is the bad weather around y'all too? Oh, Rodney's getting ready. 2 more trays of wax in his solar wax melter today.
well, he needs it because he went and did that. Well, I don't want to spoil it in case he ain't put all the videos out yet.
Oh,
But
I hope it stays south of y'all, PJ.
just say Rodney's just being Rodney. Boom, 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 boom.
No joke, Mr. Russell. All we gotta do is set it out in a little throwaway baking dish. That stuff will be melted in a couple hours.
That's the best way to handle it, DC.
Mm-hmm.
Because we ain't got to hold on to the whole cloth. All we need is a thread. One single thread. Well, keep churning it out, Rodney. I know, I think they were kind of far back on the phone. The pictures he sent of the wax he was getting out of his wax melter. Pretty and
Oh,
clean out of that thing.
well, that's good, Mr. Russell. He found all three of his new queens laying today and got them.
Well, heck yeah.
That's always exciting.
Well, he's going to go out there and tell him tomorrow, look, winter's getting here. It was the longest day.
Y'all step it up.
Yep. And so y'all kick it in high gear, ladies.
Hmm.
I know the last couple of weeks up there, I never thought I'd like watching a weather guy on TV. But whenever that old Ryan Hall comes on, I'll sit there for
No matter
hours.
where in the country they're chasing tornadoes.
I'm watching. And I'm even paying more attention to him whenever he starts yapping in our neck of the woods. That dude, I give it to him.
Often he comes down here.
No, thank goodness. But whenever we get them bad weather and them tornadoes pushing through here, that's the main guy I'm hitting on the telephone trying to see what's what.
You might make a pretty good 10 there. Oh, Clay's watching Ryan Hall now.
Well, see, there you go. That's,
I had to take his phone and switch it over to our live so I could do the chat.
yeah. Oh, dude, I give it to him.
He's pretty good.
He's good at keeping folks informed
Mhm.
whenever things are getting real bad.
And he's easy to watch too, because you're not waiting on what's the next nasty phrase coming out your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you get to go, DC. You need a break, man. I really hope you get to go. Hey, Miss Jan and Miss Leona and Pastor Larry. I was kind of worried about y'all, but I was thinking, well, I hope they're doing a Father's Day dinner with the family.
Yeah, we figured there'd be several folks doing old happy day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, DC, hopefully you can get enough off your colony as far as hunting money and get you a little nest egg put back and be able to mosey out that way.
I hope so. We got a new honey customer, though. I think she'll be a return customer. Maybe. Mm-hmm. The lady that can cook so good that owns the little, or her and her husband own the little service station up here. They're where are they from? Vietnam. They're family, but they're the ones we talk about all the time. We'll go eat at that gas station because they make real food.
Real food.
They do. But she did. We took her a little squeeze bottle we had and just give it to them because we're in there all the time. But we came in like, 2 days later and she was holding up that bottle. She's like, y'all got more? She wanted 5 pounds of honey. I was like, heck yeah, maybe we got you. We'll keep you supplied.
And we worked out a deal. Talked to her husband. Them two are, I'm a bar from Minnesota Mike. They're a hoot. I don't know what they're saying to each other most oftentimes, but whenever she's chewing on him, because he ain't saying much of nothing.
I bet he'll turn around and look at you and just roll his eyes worse than I do. But you can believe she can't see him do that.
But I asked him, I said, look, Rocky, we call him Rocky. Say, man, when we get some more honey and we get some bottles in, is it all right if we come up here and hang out in the parking lot and sell some honey? Oh yeah, yeah, y'all come on, come on. It's like, I thank you much.
They're really sweet people, though.
Yeah, they are. And the good thing too, like she said, not only do they, him and her pretty well run that filling station day and night kind of thing, but he did invest in a couple shrimp boats. And whenever you get shrimp on Friday, fried shrimp Friday, you get 100% Gulf shrimp that's been fried up fresh. And these ain't no little bitty baby shrimp that you get from the grocery store. I'm talking about you get a
They're not a
mouthful.
salad shrimp. They're like real shrimp.
So that's one of the good perks and benefits. And then he has a load of crawfish brought in from Louisiana every Thursday. And buddy, you talk about the rednecks up at that gas station Friday and Saturday. Get them more crawfish because he makes a mess of them things, and they just got some good food. I think he made it on YouTube one time on somebody's channel where they go around and eat. Yeah, I had to look it up and find it, but he sure did. I was trying to think where I had something else. I haven't been doing my beekeeping news, and I had something else on my brain I was going to carry on about. But
Same. Oh, killing butterflies and skipping the news, and I would love it.
nobody's perfect.
Robbie's still got a flow going on.
Ours
We
is
definitely do not still have a flow going on.
ours is a wrap. No more. And whatever was left, it sure got washed out between that rain we got. Well, the week leading up to the tropical storm / depression, and then what we got out of that doggone tropical storm that was out there the other day, it definitely washed out everything.
Everything.
But it's still good that many of y'all in the North Country, y'all still riding it out and having a good little flow going on. The only thing I'm seeing is the last remnants of elderberry. Hadn't paid much attention to sumac. I imagine it's going to do anything. It'll do a little bit these next couple of weeks, but that ain't much of a, I guess, a flow. And yeah, tallow is showing up done.
Over with.
Then what else have I been seeing out there? I think. The sourwood tree, does it have the tassels like tallow? For the ones of you that know.
We got sourwood
Okay.
down here.
Does the sourwood have a little tassel that comes off of it? That's my question. If so, because somebody was talking about it in the chat a couple of weeks ago about, I'm pretty sure it was the sourwood blooming, and I looked it up and just to see if we had that down here coastal.
Clay said it's a little different in country roads than yes.
Okay. All right. But when I seen the map of sourwood, I'm pretty sure that's what I was looking at. I'm getting basswood and sourwood mixed up, but I think it was sourwood. But it showed that yes, it grows this far south, and kind of over there in the Mississippi a little bit, parts of Louisiana. Then you got a little bit over there in Florida. Then you got like a showing up line of it that goes up through 3/4 of Alabama and Georgia and on up to them that fine country where everybody's at up there. But
Philip said he had us going 2 times at Chipmunk Street
I bet you that was something here.
trying to catch up because he stopped for Father's Day.
Uh,
Mm.
but when we was, I've been trying to keep my eye out for the tree now. Sourwood. Okay.
Alright, Country Road said the blooms are spread out a little further and they're a little larger than the tallow.
Well, I didn't get close enough because I'd have been trespassing. But I think I seen one of those trees in the backyard of, the little old lady that used to come to church, the little itty bitty lady. It's in her backyard. But it sure enough looked like one of those trees that had, from what I could see from the highway, and it's probably maybe 250 feet off the road.
That's that's a grouchy old lady to be as little as she is. She done lived in this town a long time. I mean, I reckon she's nice as long as you ain't real long winded with her. But she got downright fussy a couple times.
Yeah, it looked like a white bloom on them things, and it looked like a tassel kind of hanging off the limb there, all over the tree. And I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Now, if I could think of a reason to stop in there and just see that old lady, just say, "Oh,
That's what I was bringing up. How not very pleasant and sociable she is.
well, maybe we could just take her a small jar of honey one day and say, Miss So and So, we ain't seen you in a good long time, and you've been on our
I'll
mind.
just stick her nose up and tell her she don't eat honey.
You better get out of here."
Yeah.
But if nothing else, that'd get me close enough to where I can get a visual, whether she says thank you or runs me off.
But there ain't no way she gonna let us stick her out of bees.
No, I ain't even gonna ask. No.
It's like what 343 or 353? Our elevation.
Our elevation, we're about 280. Where we're at Citronelle is about 360, something like that. And that's the highest point for coastal counties from Texas to Maine.
He said, I've been told that lower elevations have very little flow off of them.
I wouldn't know. That would be my look. Grow 1,000 of them trees out there.
Just look at it as an adventure, DC. Change your routines. It's a brand new challenge. He said he's talking about learning to be an out-yard beekeeper for a minute.
Well, somebody sent us a message on the Book of Facing because I put an ad on there on the marketplace about honeybee removal, trying to get our name out there, a little more on that end of things. And we've had pretty good calls on it, I reckon. Matter of fact, talked to a man today about going to look at some in a tree. And hopefully tomorrow morning we'll be going to go get those ones.
Did you hear from him?
I ain't heard from him yet. But
it ain't supposed to be raining anymore.
Yeah. So I'm going to assume that he's going to go back.
Might. Did you tell him? Or were you doing a video?
No, you can tell him.
We might end up with bees in a log. We think this guy's going to be able to cut like the whole colony out of the tree trunk and lower it down. And then we're going to figure out how to build a base for a log house really quick. But I'm excited about that.
Well, so
I really want to try.
Get us by. I've got some treated 3/4 plywood out there. I can build a quick little base for to get them set back up, kind of thing. But yep, hopefully in the morning we'll be working on that job, and if we get any way to video it, have enough time between things and video some of it, show y'all what's happening.
Rodney said 12 to 2,200 feet produces the most nectar. We ain't nowhere near that.
No,
Not even close. I wish we had some tulip poplar. That's what I wish.
well, there is some over in Chunchula. We know where 5 of them are.
We do, but they ain't on our property.
They ain't on our property.
They're on federal government property.
But hey, this just
I
hit me.
ain't trespassing there.
We don't have to because we know a man right down the road,
It's not on his property.
but he's got property. Our bees can trespass. It's not going to be us trespassing on the property. It'll be the bees, and nobody ever know about it.
Yeah.
So we can go, and he has told us, y'all are welcome to put a colony out here.
Mhm.
So maybe next year, early season,
Mhm.
we can go slap a couple colonies out there for the tulip poplar and see what we can get off them puppies, and then just bring them home after the tulip poplar blooms. Or we can leave them out there because he's right on that creek, and we can get the swamp tie and everything all in one run.
Mhm. That wouldn't be bad. No.
But you know they fill up right there with them poplars. No problem.
Mm.
But it's just with so much logging and stuff they did around here through the centuries that pretty much the tulip poplar and all that was cut down for pulp and yeah. What'd you say, Jace? Good to see you, bud. But yeah, we can have trespassing bees. I like that
You
plan.
said it didn't count. I don't trespass. No, you said our bees can't.
Our bees can trespass. And we can't control where they go and where they don't. Or
Steve say, does he love it?
what?
Did you not have to be an expert in anything? Can you go about it?
Well, DC, on your comment there, says I often don't feel I'm all that good of a beekeeper. I have a difficult time keeping them through the winter. Seems I run into nothing but obstacles in my beekeeping. That's every one of us. Yeah, that's every one of us. Kind of thing. You even look back at these guys that are the pros, if you will, and see the losses that they have on things. And these guys is commercial. They do it for a living. And you getting in the sidelining or close to it, you're still going to have hiccups, whether it's due to the weather, pests, insecticides, and pesticides, what have you. I guess the main thing is how we navigate through that to try to keep on going with it. Yeah. See, like Country Roads, he's going through it, trying to get back on it. Others in here probably make mention of, whether it's the winter and trying to keep them from starving out or condensation issues in the colonies and colonies freezing out. Like he says there, just got to keep on. The main thing is as long as you just enjoy doing it still. Once it turns into a job or something like that, then that's whenever I believe you kind of start losing that enjoyment of having them around or working with them. Now, if you love it so much to where you got you a small commercial portion or a good sideline and running of it going good and still enjoy doing it, hey, more power to you. But I'm gonna say the main thing is just enjoy doing it. That's why we do it. First of all, we had to find something to reroute our time after we left the fire department. We first of all was looking for a new adrenaline rush. The bees sure enough brought that on, especially in the beginning phases of things. But then once we kind of got them settled in and working on getting ourselves settled in, it turned into more of, okay, the adrenaline junkie part of it's gone, but the enjoyment and relaxation of going out there and tinkering with them, or just simply just sitting out there in the yard and watching them. What was that everybody had a few years back? The old, oh, what was it? Talking about having the rocking chair or whatever it was out there at your bees. We still do that. Thinking chair. That's it. Thank you, Larry Moore. That's it. Seems like a lot of that old fad just kind of died off for a lot of people, but ones like ourselves, that that was there before it got popular, and it's still here for us to date. Now, granted, Hannah can't go down and get as close as we used to, but from where our porch is, she can still, no problem, watch them and just sit down there and relax and enjoy it. One of my most favorite parts is in the early morning whenever them sun rays start busting through them trees a little bit and you can see them little flickers and you see more of them heading out than anybody coming in first thing in the morning. All right, Mr. Russell, y'all take care. Rick says, fresh new foundation did the trick this year. Sworn Commander. Cha-ching. One of them, you know what you'll be doing next year. No, I'm trying to catch up. Hey, Larry Moore. I was telling Hannah about our conversation a little bit on Fred was just wanting to hang out video that you put out. We both got a good kick out of. Undoubtedly, them guineas pretty well on the same page when they see that reflection. And she's like, he's got a mirror out there for his, and undoubtedly. I can only imagine what it's like with a mirror.
Things to attack his selfie.
Oh, it's pretty good because for the ones of you that didn't watch his video, go check that one out with the peacock and the guinea. But it happens 2 or 3 times a day with that guinea and that shot back I got out there.
The shop vac, the grill of the truck, and the barbecue grill We got a stainless steel barbecue grill, and that thing will beat the snot out of that grill thinking he's whooping another guinea.
I was just hearing tat 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 like a
He
woodpecker or
sounds
something out
like a
there.
defective woodpecker. I wish we could still have them that close, or I could sit that close. I miss it.
Yeah, it would be something to throw one right up on the porch. Just let them go.
Mm-hmm.
But oh,
Or stick an observation hive on the kitchen window.
I know what it was. Okay. My bout with the skateboard. Okay. I was in touch with Keith Spillman not long ago. Because watching his videos, I noticed that he uses a skateboard. So I got to thinking in my brain, let me build a couple of them. And I know we went through this last week, and I'm not going to go through that whole spiel. But I put the skateboards on. All right.
What'd you go through last week?
Of building them and how
Oh, when you
I messed my cuts up. Yeah. So I got 2 out of 6 kind of thing. Unless I want to use them for nukes. Maybe. But
Do what you can, baby.
okay. One colony. It worked amazingly. Went out there, popped the lid and looked.
We're to be inside.
Not near one. I took the little blower thing, run through there just in case. Nothing. No bees in there. So up the hill, I bring the box, bring it inside. The weather got me not too long after that. So the following morning, I went down. No. Let me back up. I had checked the big colony that had like 80 pounds, literally, it probably had 80 pounds of honey in this one super.
Mm-hmm.
And I checked them first because there was more numbers in there. And whenever I went to pull it, I took the lid off and looked, and there was still a bunch of bees up in there. And I'm thinking,
Not happy.
I wouldn't because I was like, look, I just went to the other one. Granted, the numbers ain't nowhere near as high in that other colony, but every one of them bees went out, no problem. So I brought that one up here. Let it sit on for another 24 hours. Okay, we're 48 hours in now with that skateboard. And that morning, I knew that if I did not get that super off there that day, we're going to be in a bind because of all the rain coming in.
Mm-hmm. And he barely got it before the rain hit it.
Well,
But
I got it.
he was not happy at all. I had to remind him a couple of times that he wasn't mad at me, kind of thing.
Well, I was aggravated. I put it like that kind of thing. I did have to tell her, I'm not frustrated with
that
you.
I'd call that aggravating.
I said, but this is just,
a couple levels above.
I was telling her, this is some bull crap. Da, 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 da.
But it was a whole lot louder.
Well,
Because he was doing it one frame at a time with a leaf blower. Trying to run the frame in the house with no bees. I finally had to go hide in the bedroom because he brought so many bees in the house. And he was so mad I couldn't say anything to him.
Here's what was happening. Okay. And at the end, I'll tell you why a lot of it was because I figured it out there at the almost the end of the incident, if you will, and which is my own doing. But okay, I go down there, I grab this 80-pound super, flip her up. You only got a short amount of time because the rain's coming in.
And it's already like 94 degrees outside.
Yes, I was burning up.
He forgot his do-rag.
That was the worst part, doggone. That's another one within itself. But just sweat running down my face, it drives me up the wall. And that's why I always wear a do-rag in the summertime. But I get that super turned up. I'm going to blow these bees out of here, and we're going to get in the house with this 80 pounds. Okay. So
The bees had other plans.
they had a lot of other plans. First, I started off with a little Black & Decker battery-powered blower.
Kind of like using an electric pressure washer.
Yeah.
It's over.
Y'all literally, the bees were just going to the opposite end of the box. Okay.
It was like he was fanning them a little bit.
Pretty much. So the first time I didn't see them going to the back side of the box, or what would have been the bottom, because I got it flipped up on its side. All right, whenever I go around to look to see what bees are left, there's a huge cluster that had gathered up on the bottom of that thing. And I was thinking, I've blown off 10,000 bees already.
He just put them at the other side.
Yeah, they just went to the other side over there to get out of the wind. So I blew them off. Well, guess what? The battery dies on that little blower. I'm fired up now. So I have to go get the extension cord, go get the
Power blower.
the one that plugs in, and you can get 80-mile-an-hour winds out of this one, or 100 miles an hour,
Okay.
allegedly. And I was like, y'all are coming out one way or another. So I was nice to start with. I put it on low. Whoa! I'm ripping through them, y'all. All right.
Then he switched to turbo.
Well, the turbo come on a few minutes later because I'm watching the bees fly out. And I'm thinking, finally, I got some success on this. Won't take me long now. Well, as soon as I blow them out on that side, I'd come around real quick and I'd hit them on the other side where they would cluster up trying to get out of the wind. And I would blow a big old glob of them out. Well, by the time the big old glob went out, the ones that were in the air were coming right back. And it was just like I was repeating this over and over and over and over and over.
All the way up the hill.
So eventually I was like, okay, I'm going to blow this bunch out one more time, and I'm going to snatch this thing up, and I'm going to go about halfway to the house and get away from this hive with it. And maybe they'll just concentrate on going back into the hive because I left it open. All they had to do was just fly on the top. Nope. They followed me halfway up in the yard up there. Same song, different verse. That's whenever the high came on.
Turbo.
We put the nitrous to it, boys. Everybody's coming out. Same thing. Same thing. The bees went flying everywhere. They just made a big old circle, would turn around and come back to that box. So I blew all them out real quick, and I found me another landmark up to the house. Grabbed the box, run up the hill to there, slammed them down real quick, run back and got the old blower, hit them with the 100-mile-an-hour winds. Same crowd. They would just go cluster on that backside, and I'd hit them real quick, poof, and all she seen was bees in there. Well, she comes outside one time and asked me how it's going.
That was a mistake.
Not good, kind of thing.
Oh, it was not good.
Well, finally, I had enough. I guess she was on the phone with her sister or something, talking. And I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to have to do it frame by frame, apparently. So,
But see, I had no knowledge of all this prior aggravation going on. I just knew he was biting my head off out of nowhere.
I was worked up. I'm not going
Like
to
I
lie.
was supposed to know his plan.
So I took the blower and I set it down on the table that we had and kind of put some weight on it so it wouldn't go flying off. And I crunk it. I grab a frame real quick, blow the bees off, hold it for a second, make sure none of them come back, run to the porch, drop that frame in, go back, do the same thing, blow those bees off, run to the porch, drop that frame off.
Danae said there's God's lesson in patience for you, but
Indeed, it was, Danae, because I quickly run
you
out.
ain't learned a thing about patience and all.
Well, I mean, the bees wasn't wanting to cooperate. Nothing was going right. I got sweat running down my face. It's 400 degrees outside in this bee suit. And it's just like literally a revolving door. And so finally, I got to where I got about 5 frames into it. And so we're working into the middle. Well, here it comes. I didn't put any queen excluders on anything out there this year. 4 of those 10 frames, there wasn't much, but there was enough brood in the center right there to where that queen had been up there laying. And I'm assuming that that's where she pretty well was hanging out, kind of thing.
That's why he couldn't get rid of the bees.
Yeah.
He took the
I took the queen and blew her out on the ground.
Figure out why they're chasing him all the way up the hill.
I found her on the ground out there, though, later on in a cluster after I got everything inside. Because once I finally got what didn't have brood, anything that was as far as honey wise that we could use, when I finally got it in or come up the stairs in a bit of a frustration, rage, I told her, I was just like, I got to get them in here. I'll catch whatever bees are in the house. Just go in the room for a little bit until I get all the bees out. So I turned one of the lights on right above them so they go straight to it, and opened up one of the curtains here at the windows. I got all the bees out of the house by the time the dust settled, and we got our honey out of it. But lessons learned, first of all,
Make sure the queen ain't in your honey.
Yes. Put your queen excluder on.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if you think, oh, she ain't going to be up there because it's packed full of honey now, so there ain't nowhere for her to lay. Well, that's a lie.
It's a big lie.
She'll go up there. And so put your queen excluder on when you're supposed to. Don't go against the grain and be like, oh, they ain't going to be up there. Don't worry about that. You're good to go. Because they already got, 2 other supers on here as it is that is packed out. What's one more? She's not going to come up there. So.
Oh, he rang that bell with all his might.
That was my fun out of it.
Oh, my gosh.
I come in and flung all the keeping equipment in the room in there, told her I was done. I smell like a runner.
I bit the tar out of the inside of my lip trying to keep from busting out laughing at him.
It'd been hard for me too to keep my composure. Be like, she's fired up.
You could just put on a Kenny Chesney song.
Yeah. Let me play some music for her real quick. I didn't want to hear none of it.
Uh-huh.
But I will not make that mistake again, DC. No, come next year, queen excluders will be going on. And I'm going to say, if I don't have that queen excluder on, that escape board will work properly, since there's no brood up there for the bees to want to keep going back to. So it's my own doings.
Silver linings. At least you didn't blow her out in the yard. That's what it is. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I got her in the beginning. I'm pretty sure whenever I finally went back out a little while, it was probably about 45 minutes between the in-between battles of getting them to the house, stage 2 and 3. I did go back down there, and there was a good little cluster of them just clustered up real tight on the ground, and I just scooped that whole cluster up and threw their little
Did you
tails.
chunk them in there?
I gently set them back in there, but
I bet you threw them in there.
I,
You probably threw them in there in a way that'd make me yell at you.
I placed them in there, put the lid back on, went about my business.
Stomped up to this house. Started ripping into uncapping. Mm-mm-mm. Well, hey, if you can't laugh at each other, what you gonna do?
Well, I mean,
Like Country Road said, that was good times.
if you can't tell you bad experiences, I can't sit and act like, everything is just whatever they call it, bright sunshine and
Not with a
roses.
straight face. We got lots of stuff goes wrong around here.
I have no problem telling you. This is where I screwed up. I hope you get a good enjoyment out of it because of my benefit, what have you. But it's just a lesson learned. We all have stumbling blocks, and I landed face first over them. But on the note of the skateboard, I'm going to say they work.
At least one of them.
One of them works beautifully.
I think it'll come together. Yeah, there you go, DC. Now you can tell people, well, at least I ain't never blown clean up a box with a leaf blower.
Well, in that moment, when I discovered there was brood in there, that was like, let's see, we'll call the first phase was down there on the hive, trying to blow them out. Second phase was pretty close to, I got a burn pile. And then I just run to the burn pile because I got some old pine logs right there that I use for terrace to stop the rainwater. And that's where I sat them on it. Well, then about 20 more feet up, I went and sat them on we got a concrete bench out there. And that's where I went to with phase 3. Phase 4 was getting them from the concrete bench to the porch after blowing them off frame by frame. And then, by the time I got the last frame done,
They had already moved over to the new staging area.
Yeah, they done moved on up there. And I was like, y'all.
They got ahead of.
So I'm waving my hands, trying to get these things out of there. And I'm hollering at her, open the door. Just.
Yeah, hollering at me to open the door, but get away from the bees. Go get in the bedroom because I'm bringing bees in, but stay in here and open the door. That's when I gently reminded him, I didn't do this.
And I told her, I'm not mad at you.
He screamed, I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad. And that's when I went to the bedroom and I just sat on that bed and I busted out laughing.
Oh, Jasper.
Oh my gosh.
I got them boxes in here and she went to the bedroom waiting on me to clear the bees out for flying all around the house.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the ones of you that are new, Hannah's now, all jokes aside, deathly allergic.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it comes to being a bee sting now, we have to keep epi on hand, the whole shooting match. And that's the last thing I wanted. But I was to the breaking point of if I don't get them in this house while I got a handful right here,
it ain't
happening. So she went in there, and I can't say it, but I'll spell it out to y'all because all these dogs will go crazy. But if there's a FLY, I tell them to get the FLY.
Mm.
And it's like every one of them's trying to unalive that thing. Or I tell them to get the BUG. They know okay, look, we can go just chomp something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jasper seen that there was a FLY, but not the kind that he liked in here. And he jumped up in her chair, and as I was trying to get things shut down in here and get back inside, he done clamped down on one of them. And I heard him. He didn't yell, carry on, nothing like that, but I heard them gums slapping in a possum. You knew what done happened, kind of thing. Then you had the other dogs in there trying to get what was left of the bee that got him, but Jasper didn't partake in the adventure any further after that.
Eric, if you want a good laugh, I suggest you go back and watch his story on the replay. But I hate that's how you had to end your day. Or heck, I don't know, it could have been stress relief.
Oh, so he says he missed the whole story because one of the drivers had been aggravating him all day or all afternoon. Yeah. It's your bad decision. I made a bad decision. It'd probably be best, if you just rewind and go back or watch it whenever we get done. But the moral of that story is, ladies and gentlemen,
feel better about your beekeeping decisions.
Make sure you put your excluders on if you're a hard head like me.
Mm-hmm.
Because my thinking and my logic was, shoot, y'all already got your brood chamber down here on the bottom. I've got 2 supers on y'all already. I just want the one on top. That's all, y'all. You can have the rest of it. Well, the amazing thing about them bees, them queens move up and down that high. So
at least we can have fun with it, DC. At least we can have fun.
Yes, you are, DC. Probably in many, many ways, kind of thing.
Hey, we do okay.
No.
We keep bees alive.
We do keep them. Well, I say our biggest
and we
thing.
love them. And we have baby bees. And we got honey this year.
They're young bees.
They're baby bees.
To be politically correct, people say you can't call them baby bees.
Do you see anything on my face that says I care about being politically correct? I wish PJ hadn't gone to bed. He'd be on my side. Don't feel bad. We're just joking.
How long ago? That was been a few years ago. Somebody told us that.
What?
They're not baby bees. It was in a comment or something.
Yeah, fired me up. Like, you know what? At my house, they're baby bees.
They're called young bees. They're not baby bees.
They just hatch out. What you call a chicken just hatched out of egg. A baby chick. They're baby bees. I don't care what anybody says.
She don't care.
You can call them what you want in your yard, but don't tell me what to call them in my yard.
They're baby bees.
Right? They are. There's baby queens, too.
Yep.
They come out brand new. Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember DC. That one made me mad. That one made me mad worse than Stand Your Ground. Yeah. That one made me madder than the comment somebody made talking about our accent, though. About how our accent creeps them out.
Yeah, I thought we was.
Something about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. Like, man, we're from Alabama. We don't talk nothing like people in Texas. That's a whole different version of Southern.
But yeah, they did make a reference that our accent made them fear for their lives.
Yeah.
How all that go about?
Something about
Unalive
violins or something. Let them be baby bees for 5 minutes.
That's it.
When they first come out, they're baby bees. That's what I tried to tell Mr. Russell. Like, y'all think my accent's bad? No. There's a lot of people that talk way more Southern than I do.
But Mr. Russell Amon, he's got that Cajun.
He does. I like the
I
way
like
they
that.
talk.
Mhm.
I really do. I mean, I can handle people poking fun at my accent, but don't tell me that
I'm going to unalive you because I
you
talk
think I
this way.
sound like I'm gonna drag you off in the woods and dispose of you because of the way I talk. Like, I'm not that kind of person. Not in real life. But either way, well,
That's
you have talked through your whole 2 hours.
him. Well, it went by quick.
They wouldn't be able to understand me talk.
I mean, granted, we grew up. We know how that is, country roads. There are some people even down here that you're like, what?
But instead of telling them to slow it down, it's like, can you speed that up just a
Yeah.
little bit? There's not that many people that I can't understand, but there's definitely people that talk a whole lot more Southern. I totally agree, Larimore.
Well, every one of the southern states, you have your own different southern dialect.
Mm-hmm.
You can pretty well tell that, okay, you're not from Alabama, you're not from Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, Louisiana, especially South Louisiana,
Yeah.
kind of
It's a
thing.
whole different accent.
You can definitely tell when you get to South Louisiana that, okay, there's a whole new language down here because you got the mix of the southern drawl in there with that French
Mm-hmm.
Creole that it's like, if you really don't know what they're talking about, you would never know what they're talking about, kind of thing.
I like that twang, though. I like to listen to it. I wanted to tell that little turd too. Did you not know that Alabama's Southern accent was voted like the most appealing or most attractive accent or something
See,
of all the Southern states?
get y'all some of that.
Mm-hmm. You still want to pick on it with movie references I don't understand.
Idiots. That's it, Larry Moore. I'm going to be me. No need to change me
He said no need to change for me.
for me or any of that.
I'm gonna be me, you be you.
That's
If we can't get along, you just go back to your house.
Yeah. Take your ball and go home.
But leave my biscuits here.
Yeah. You can't take a plate with you with a bad attitude.
Yeah, thank you. What you better. You go out. I hear you, buddy. I hear you.
Well, reckon we're going to wrap her on up, y'all.
He said, give me an address and I'll take my flatbed Ranger and we can room.
Hey, they finally caught that joker, Larimore. It took them 2 days, but they caught him. And they caught him over in Mississippi over there. But apparently he kept on giving them dudes a run for their money.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yep, the chase went on for about 2 days before they got his tail, but they finally got him. He stole somebody's pickup truck, somebody's flatbed pickup truck from Mississippi. Then I guess he was over this way for whatever reason.
He said I sold it just
Just in time, yes, sir.
So Bruce had well, that's crazy. He's
What?
referring to North Alabama as Yankee Alabama. He said the Yankee Alabama accent Bruce has is totally different than Tim and Hannah's. I know it's like the more north you go, even in the southern states, the further north you get, you gonna run into different dialects. Oh, DC, I don't know how much I would hate, probably cringe to know how much shipping a bucket of honey costs.
Phew, Lord mercy.
But we would love a jar when it gets time for the ute.
Oh, we're gonna have to start making plans on that.
I know June is almost over already.
Let me see something real quick before we close it out. Well,
We've been doing it in the first part of October.
yeah, I think we said we're gonna move it to the last week of September. That way, everybody got time to.
Or the first week. I thought we did it the first week of October this year. Right?
Okay. If we wait till the last week of September, it'll really be the first week of October for that week.
I'm gonna run this back.
Tell them what I said.
Listen to that sentence.
All right.
The Sunday of the last week of September will be the first weekend of October.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes plenty of sense.
It does.
So,
it really does.
If we plan it by the last week of September, which would be the first week of October.
It'd be October the 3rd.
October the 3rd. Yeah.
Ain't that John's birthday?
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, yeah, we'll probably try to shoot for that. Y'all remember, for the ones of you that write it out when it's at the end, the last week of September, which will be the first week of October. Every one of y'all will understand. Everybody else is going to be totally confused. But we'll know what we're talking about.
Some of us will.
Yeah. At least 26 of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
29, whatever the number shows up there. They'll be ahead of the game.
Larimore said we got different dialects in a 15-mile radius.
Well, you got that up in Citronelle.
Mm-hmm.
Up in Citronelle, it's kind of the same way up there.
Man, I miss bow hunting so bad. I miss just shooting my bow.
Well,
I had thought really hard about taking it because I can't draw it back like on a lethal weight. There's no way I can do that anymore. But I'm wondering how low I could have that draw weight dialed down on it. Because if it go down to like, I don't know, what's the lethal weight? I think it's like 34 pounds. But if it dialed down to about 10, then I might could draw it back.
I thought yours was like 40
It may have
pounds.
been 44, not 34. I can't remember.
I mean, we still got it in there.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to take that thing, take it down there to Quince.
That's where I bought it from.
Let them dial it down, whatever you need to do with it. It will be fun to do a little shooting, I guess.
It would. I used to enjoy just shooting my compound bow. But you don't have to quit, Danae. You can be a defective beekeeper like me. And we can still keep bees.
Yep, just suit all the way up now. It's a bummer. I get it. But you can still get out there and enjoy them.
You can.
Make sure you keep your EpiPen in your pocket just in case. That's the number one tool whenever me and her go out there and fool with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Make
forget
sure
that.
you tell Jack which pocket you put it in too, so he don't have to go hunting it if you need it. You got that right.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up for real.
Jasper's ready.
Yep, let them out. Begin our day, hopefully this week. But
with no rain
until Wednesday and Thursday, the rain will be back.
I get at least a day where I get to see the sun. That'll put me in a much better state of mind.
We'll have some beautiful temps at 94 and 96 degrees with heat index about 102, 103. It's just perfect time of year right now around here.
No joke, Mr. Bill. I'll probably take my 30-30 if I hit the woods to go hunting now, too. Not my bow. It's been too long since I shot it.
That truck's good about getting deer too.
Oh, no dents in the truck. No extra dents. But I do hope everybody stays safe in this weather. Hope y'all had a great Father's Day and birthdays. There was a lot of birthdays today. But
And keep folks in your prayers, yo.
yeah, a lot of them.
Till then, God bless you. Lord willing, we'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all take care.
Hope y'all have a good week.